A fleet of death ships is sinking. Time to go overboard or follow the fossil admirals, the oil and coal commanders, down to the flooded basement of hell. The harbor or terminal, all senses, is a dirty broker smoothing the deal between extraction and combustion for a cut. World-famous death shipping center, grown rich on the efficient packaging of slaves. And extractive, par excellence, today. All industry sucks life out of labor, but here the cargo is 300 million years life, decomposed and gouged from the earth, to be burned again, raising death's productivity sky high. History will despise the doom shippers, excavator magnates, and furnace entrepreneurs. We know this because history is future as encrypted in the present, and we're sure we curse them now. OBA Bulk, Amsterdam, second biggest European coal port, 700,000 square meters of ex-public disgrace, now a Carlyle private equity prize.
We are nature, defending itself. 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 Make it cleaner. Make it cleaner. Make it fast. Make it faster. Now, now, now.
Not drowning, but boiling in a sea of climate churn. No, drowning while we boil in a cauldron fired, a cyclone pressurized by proprietors advised of the economic case for our damnation and prepared to make the tough choices required. A few hundred climate avengers, hunched on the conveyor belts, locked onto the cranes, shut Amsterdam's terminal coal traffic down. Code Rood, Code Red, cold weather is back. We've lost a lot, and now we know everything. Climate is already always crisis, and we're going to lose more. No further research needed, just means of maintaining loss and apocalypse as two different things. Cut a red line through the fences, the death stock enclosures, the factory farms of blood and fire. A cut that will never be made if not with our own bloody bodies and the twitching arteries of common mind. No symbolic scalpel, no angle grinder app can carve up the fossils of capital. Only social disobedience, transnational commotion of uncivil movements is an incisor accurate enough. Time is running out for chances of escaping splatter-style science fiction, a role for everyone in Capital's great Book of Climate Revelations. And improved personal lifestyles will not reform the ice sheets. The Earth's inhabitants are bound to the Earth by shared and mutual dependence, not one at a time by purchasing profile. Lives that ruin livelihoods, reduce life to survival, and, in the end, interdict survival as such, are required by the social structure whose in-house economists would blame bad life choices. There's nothing Anthropocenic about global heat death. Its lifespan is the same as capital's. The promised apocalypse is capitalocenic. In the end, the return on investment looked a lot like an exterminating angel. We found ourselves collectively bound to reproduce a social form that kills us intimately. This means only our collective action can deform it or destroy it. Hunched on conveyor belts, exposed on the cranes. Collectively, or not at all, dancing on systemically important graves. Public order is a menace managed in the name of private property. Orderly administration of whatever violence it takes to make accumulated wealth safe. Kickstart venture cannibalism, keep empire airbrushed, and uphold the baleful inventions of race and gender. What sort of disorder shall we fight for then? And where will it end? Coal dust blowing north, south, east, west threatens 10,000 lives in choking distance. Coal-fired emissions from the Nuon Harborside power plant menace millions more. A so-called human surplus, global majority, tops the list of killables, the rest of us to follow soon. Tubercular red lines of carbon let loose. Coal shipped in blood-steeped heaps from Cesar, Colombia to the Netherlands is burned all over Europe. Mining companies leave the customary carnage behind. Waste laid to land and the life on it. Indigenous farmers evicted unless chosen for exemplary slaughter. The death ship cargoes warn their receivers. Waste laying knows no borders when capital needs it. Someday these will also be your ruins. The city of Amsterdam announces a vision, civic revelation. Make this harbor the world's most sustainable, despite coal. The social basis of a global glut of horror, wealth of catastrophe, cries out to be discovered. Horror will be understood in theory when practice really means to abolish it. Let them try to nullify our future. We'll cut their infrastructure down to its true nullity.